Ben Carpenter is aware that everyone is entitled to a family and a place of their own. He adopted unwanted infants for this reason, but plans don't always work out as expected. He was devastated when an unforeseen event occurred. Adoption data in the UK demonstrate that children with impairments and those from minority ethnic backgrounds have lower adoption rates. Most parents wish to adopt children who will represent their ethnic origin and be adopted within the next 18 to 24 months. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Sue Armstrong, the chief executive of Adoption UK, states that more parents are required to give homes to children who are considered more difficult to place. These kids come from ethnic minority origins. She stated, "These kids might undergo significant transformations as a result of adoption. Adoptive parents' testimonies demonstrate that, with the correct resources, it is possible to raise children who are considered difficult to place." Ben Carpenter is one man who stepped forward to adopt kids who have a tougher time finding a home. He is a former Huddersfield special needs worker, age 36. Ben had longed to be a parent since he was a young adolescent. "I've always wanted to adopt," he remarked. "I dealt with children and adults with disabilities when I was younger, so I knew that if I were going to adopt, I would adopt kids who needed extra help or were considered difficult to place. Fatherhood has always been a dream of mine." The British man made the decision to adopt his first kid when he was 21. It was his first time, so the procedure was trickier and slower than he had anticipated. This is because it was challenging for the agency to accept one adoptive parent. Nevertheless, that didn't deter him. "It was a lot longer when I first started, and I had to establish my worth. At 21, I was informed that I was the youngest homosexual man to adopt. I have one adoptive child. My first kid had an autism diagnosis and was a curious little youngster. However, the needs of the kids I've adopted have grown with time and now encompass more than simply a little handicapped youngster." You may imagine that a single adoptive parent would find it difficult to care for a kid with a mild impairment, but Ben is an exception. He fathered more children despite having obsessive-compulsive disorder after adopting Jack, his first kid. Rather, it encouraged him to adopt additional kids. He took in Ruby, a little girl with Pierre-Robin syndrome, which affects the head, face, and limbs, making it difficult for her to move them. It is an uncommon congenital birth abnormality that causes upper airway blockage, tongue displacement backward, and underdeveloped jaw. Then he took in Lily, Ruby's half-sister who is deaf. He didn't stop there, though. Ben has adopted 5 children, as you would know if you have been keeping count. Though I'm sure it's amazing. What if I told you he adopted a 6th? He went on to father Noah. The small child had complicated demands that were life-limiting because of a rare genetic disease known as Cornelia de Lange syndrome. This illness results in delayed growth both before and after birth, which can cause small height, a moderate to severe intellectual handicap, and anomalies in the hands, fingers, and arms bones. Ben took the kid in nonetheless, wanting to give him a home. What could possibly go wrong for Ben and his children, you ask? What could possibly spoil a tale this inspirational? The Huddersfield native responded, "All the children I've adopted have been between newborn age and 2 years old," when asked why he enjoys adopting children. Their requirements included those related to Down syndrome, fetal alcohol syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism, physical disabilities and deformities, and deafness. I adore it. I adore everything. Being able to wear the title Dad is one of the greatest things. It's incredible when a youngster addresses you as Daddy. Christmases and milestones have always been special to me. The 2 a.m. wake-ups, however, are a necessary part of being a parent. I've enjoyed watching them succeed and smile during the holidays. My oldest daughter will never talk, walk, or eat, according to what I was told. She is now making every effort to achieve all 3. Ben claims that although he felt he could handle it, adopting 6 children was too much. He has been able to provide for his children's requirements thanks to the assistance of his friends and family. The Englishman adds that experts he dealt with in his previous role as a special needs worker have also assisted him. He has trained himself to focus on the youngster in need of assistance rather than the impairment. He gets along well with the biological parents of his children as well. I have a great rapport with my children's birth parents, some of which have open adoptions, so I see and meet up with them. The father of 6 claims that it is actually the other way around, despite the popular belief that the kids are fortunate to have him. Those are the most amazing kids ever. People say that kids are fortunate to have you, but I am really fortunate. It is a complete blessing to have them in my life, Ben remarked. However, life took an unexpected turn less than a month after he adopted Noah, his 6th kid. In May 2019, a high court judge who praised Ben for being a wonderful father gave him permission to adopt his 4th son. To be honest, it's a lovely feeling, Ben remarked. First of all, the child is formally yours and is no longer a looked-after child. They bear your surname and are no longer in the foster system. They are a member of the family. That's a great feeling to have as a parent. If the youngster is aware of it, it gives them a sense of security. The official stated, "This little boy is very lucky to have found you, and you should be commended for what you offer, not only for him but also for adopting 5 children with disabilities." Although this amazing man has been referred to as a super dad, he rejects the term. "I am who I am, not a super dad here. I simply adore what I do." He remarked, "I guess what I do is extraordinary, but anyone who knows me knows that I'm just me." The adoption advocate has never had a child as quiet as Noah. His foster father claims that he has the most laid-back disposition and seldom ever cries. His siblings lavished attention upon the little guy. They think the world of him. The girls do try to overindulge him and take on more tasks than I let them. Since they are still young, I don't want them to become parents. Noah has blended in perfectly. The tiny kid experienced issues after contracting a gastrointestinal ailment a few weeks after being adopted. The unique youngster passed away as a consequence of this sickness. His father claimed, "My beautiful baby boy passed away at 3:30 after his death. There are no words to express how numb I feel at the moment." Ben characterizes Noah's passing as abrupt and unanticipated. Physicians said that issues with his stomach contributed to his cardiac issues. Although the young boy didn't live a long life, I am grateful that he had a family that cared for and loved him. Ben's tale demonstrates that parenting involves much more than just a child's biological relationship. "I know my story is unique," he remarked. "I'm not requesting that others follow suit, but don't undervalue yourself. Even if adoption is difficult, you have already shown yourself to be a strong person by registering. All I can think is, why are these kids not given the opportunity? I adore them very much. You would be mistaken to believe that Ben would give up after 6 children." "Never say never," said the former special needs employee. "Back then, I had only intended 1 child, but 2 ended up becoming 3. Fostering, perhaps. Who can predict what may occur next? Isn't it wonderful how dedicated he is?" Now, the West Yorkshire guy has his sights set on another objective. To assist him in raising $10,000, he has organized a fundraiser. The new sensory-friendly house that will be constructed with this money will aid in the development of his kids' senses with unique lighting, furnishings, and music. I'm hoping that he receives it as soon as possible. And in my opinion, the world could use more Bens. Which passage of the narrative most struck you as inspirational? I hope to run across you again soon. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.